Hey there, it's Neo-Core20, and well, if you see my previous two videos, you knew this was coming. I'm doing a little review slash rant of Nicktoons' current so-called schedule here. So my previous two videos, I looked over the schedules for the main Nickelodeon and then for Teen Nick. And now this one is for Nicktoons, aka the SpongeBob channel, because look at it. That's what it is. That's what it is now. Um, they do have a little bit of Patrick Star Show in the mix, but of course, that is a spin-off of SpongeBob. So yeah. Um. Oh, and a little bit of Kamp Koral here as well, which of course is a spin-off of SpongeBob as well. Okay. So yeah, these three shows, all three of these. So that means all. Well, no, not no, I'm wrong. Kamp Koral, interestingly enough, Kamp Koral is the only one that's airing on regular Nickelodeon, on Teen Nick, and Nicktoons. Yeah, interesting enough, regular SpongeBob is not on Teen Nick. Neither is the Patrick Star Show, but Kamp Koral is. So yeah, like, what is there to say here? um, what happened to Nicktoons? Nicktoons, uh, Nicktoons, the channel, used to be so good back in the early 2000s when it started. Back then, it was known as Nicktoons TV. That was its original name. And then for a while, it was Nicktoons Network, and then they changed it to just Nicktoons. Um, I want to say around the time they changed their name to simply Nicktoons is when they really started to go downhill. I mean, they've been going downhill for a while now, but this is the worst it's ever been. Definitely the worst it's ever been. Yeah, they went downhill. Been going. I mean, it's so bad now that that I wish it was still like how it was a few years ago when it was bad, but just less bad than it is now. It's so bad that I wish they went back to that schedule. That's how bad it is. Just please give us more shows. Ah, interesting enough, just this week they were airing the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show on here. Um, Mutants of Mayhem or whatever it's called. Uh, they were airing that every night, an hour after it premiered on the main Nickelodeon. So they premiere it, and then an hour later they air on Nicktoons. And then they kind of did the same. They did the same thing with Max and the Midnights for a little while too, where they have on Nickelodeon first, and then they put on Nicktoons. But besides that, it's just all been SpongeBob and its spin-offs since May last year, so almost a year now. By the way, yeah, the 25th anniversary. It was SpongeBob's 21st anniversary in um, May 2024, and um, they started. doing it 24/7 on the channel to celebrate the show's anniversary. Which, okay, fair enough. I mean, but the thing is, it's still going. It's still going, and it's 2025 now. Ugh, doesn't make any sense. Um, I could accept it. Let's say, okay, let's say they did like a 24/7 marathon for like a month. If they did it for like a month and then go back to the old schedule, I'd accept that. I'd be like, okay, it's his 20th anniversary. They celebrate it for a month, and then okay, now let's get back to the previous schedule. But no, that's not what they did. It just kept going and going and going. Uh, what? Like, what is this? You know, I mean, like, this is not the only channel that spam shows like this. Like, even it's not as bad now, but for a while, MTV, they would play like almost nothing except ridiculousness. I mean, they have movies here and there, but it was just mostly ridiculousness for a while. I mean, they still have a lot in there, but they have a few more shows on there now. But for a while, it was mostly just ridiculousness, which probably the show is titled that because it is ridiculous. um, yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong. Um, SpongeBob's it's a good show. It's a really good show, especially the earlier seasons. With the later seasons being like more hit and miss, like the Dark Age, like seasons 6 through 8. Those those seasons were pretty bad. I'd have to admit that. And then they wait up and then it got better again for a little while from seasons 9 to 11. Um, that's when Steven Hillenburg returned to the show, and then unfortunately he died. Um, and then the show kind of went down in quality again. Granted, I don't think it's, even though it went down in quality now, I don't think it's quite as bad as it was during seasons 6 or 8. There's still some pretty good episodes here and there. But in any case, the point I'm trying to make is no matter how good a show is, don't people get sick of this? Like, just SpongeBob? Don't you guys don't like really? Don't you guys get sick of it? I mean, I know a lot of people get sick of it. Like, there's been many rants on the current so-called schedule. Like, so what if SpongeBob is by far your biggest show? You have plenty of other stuff to air. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if the whole channel shut down in less than a year from now. Like, really, if this keeps up, I don't see it. If honestly, I would be surprised if it lasted more than 2 years. If it keeps it just like this, it's just SpongeBob. Like, I mean, when you have it to just one show like this, it's inevitable that ratings will go down. Like, and when they do that, when ratings go down, they can do either one of two things. One, shut the whole channel down, or two, add more shows. Hopefully it'd be the latter, but it probably be the former, to be honest. They probably just shut the whole thing down. I mean, this right here looks like a 5-year-old made or something. It's like a 5-year-old being like, oh, I like SpongeBob. I'm gonna expand the whole schedule with SpongeBob and its spin-offs with SpongeBob. And like, no, not even a 5-year-old, like a more like a 2 or 3-year-old. Like, this is like a 2 or 3-year-old schedule right here. Oh, that's the end of it. Okay. But yeah, you get the point. It's just so horrible. You gotta get your act together, Nicktoons. I almost said T-Nick. T-Nick actually has gotten their act together recently, but can't say the same thing for Nicktoons. Yeah. You know, why? Like, why? Why? I don't even know what else to say. I mean, there's so many other shows they could be airing here. Like, even some of the stuff they're airing on Tina currently, they could have on here. You know, because they're cartoons. But but like I said, if they did like a 24/7 marathon for like a month or something, I'd accept that. You know, but this is just horrible. It's oh yeah, Nicktoons. I remember when they had the reputation of being the channel where Nicktoons go to die. Like if a certain one of Nickelodeon's cartoons is about to be canceled, they would move the last batch of episodes to Nicktoons and premiere them all there. Like, this channel is so bad now. I actually wish they still did that. I wish Nicktoons would still go here to die. That's how bad it is now. Like, really. Like, I can't think of any other channel on TV that has fallen as hard as Nicktoons. Not even MTV. Like, don't get me wrong, MTV has really fallen from grace since the 90s. Don't get me wrong, but Nicktoons is even worse. If you can believe that. Like, oh my, it's just. So yeah, so if they do shut down Nicktoons, which they probably will, like I was saying in the previous video, they should bring back Nick Rewind on T-Nick and maybe even rebrand the whole channel to that. I think that'd be a good idea. Yeah, they actually used to have another spin-off channel of Nickelodeon called Nick Gas, where they focus on games and sports shows. Which, as a matter of fact, GAS actually does stand for Games and Sports. Nick Games and Sports. That's what it stands for. But and then that shut down too. I think it was 2007 they shut down. I think not long before they shut down, I think they started spamming the same shows as well. And like this is way back in 2007 before it became more of a common thing like today. But I think in their case, they knew the channel was doomed, so they just gave up all hope for it. I think that's what happened there. But as for Nicktoons, I just don't know what to say anymore. You know, even if you like SpongeBob, I would advise anyone to steer clear of Nicktoons. Do not, do not watch Nicktoons. Do not. Not unless they air something else. Like, like that new TMNT show. Like, unless they air something like that, do not watch Nicktoons ever until they add more shows. Because by watching it, you're part of the I mean, I don't want to blame on anyone, but if you're watching SpongeBob area, you're kind of part of the problem. Like, if you want things to change, I would advise just boycotting your channel altogether until they add more shows. I mean, they probably just shut down instead, but I just don't recommend watching it. Like, even if you really, really like SpongeBob, just watch it on the main Nickelodeon. Just watch it there. Or better yet, watch it on Paramount Plus. I mean, to be fair, not everyone has Paramount Plus either, so if you don't have Paramount Plus, just watch it on the main Nickelodeon. But whatever you do not watch it on Nicktoons. Please. Please, please, just don't. So anyway, yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. I gotta do more gaming videos soon. Like, my last 3 videos now have been reviews of current schedules from Nickelodeon channels. I gotta do some more gaming playthroughs and stuff like that. But yeah. But as for Nicktoons, if I had to rate it out of 10, I'd give it I'll give it a 1 out of 10. The only thing that stops me from giving it a 0 is, well, at least SpongeBob's a good show. At least it's a good show that they're spamming. Still doesn't excuse it, but at least they're spamming a good show. I mean, it's not as bad as when they had Henry Danger on T-Nick for 24/7. When they had that T-Nick then, I would have rated that channel a big fat 0. But this is a 1 out of 10. Alright? But yeah, okay. So, that's that. February going into March here. So yeah, a 1 out of 10. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.